Hey guys, pretty unscripted, but we thought we'd do this real quick given the current situation. Yeah, stuff's in the sky. It's getting shot down. Is it a bird? Definitely not. Is it a plane? Kinda. Is it an alien? We're getting to that real quick, real soon in this episode today. Welcome to Soul Spy University, where your souls can run free and your minds are free to expand. Today's episode is going to review exactly what's been going on and the input from a very credible source in terms of what's actually going on. And we're going to discuss that here today. But first, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support me making this soul expanding and mind expansive content for you. And there is a donation link in the description box if you get anything out of this at all or any of our episodes. Seriously, any little bit means the absolute world to my heart and soul, so I can keep risking what I'm doing to put out this soul expanding content for your souls and minds to expand and play in this divine world where we are all really way more than we appear. Okay. Hey, Tommy, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Okay. Well, as you know, we are living in a world where things are getting shot down left and right.
Yeah.
And what I noticed the current trend is this few things, and then we're going to get into what's actually happening. So all of a sudden, everybody that's been so acting like we're crazy forever talking about aliens, I know I've experienced this, all of a sudden are jumping on board. It's aliens. It's aliens. Oh my God. Oh my God. I believe in aliens. Do you believe in it? I believe in aliens. Okay. So what's interesting about that, I'm going to let you know what's really going on. But that I find interesting because that actually ties into what's actually really going on. There's a lot going on under the surface of all of this, and it is amazing. Number one, the first thing, which is a Chinese spy balloon, definitely not an alien. I think we can all agree on that. But the fact that everybody's jumping on the alien option, I find fascinating. So I inquired, and really, what I found upon really credible sources and further research is that in the community of people that have been credible in terms of aliens, ufology, and everything else, not one of them think it's aliens. I never got that sort of alarm or radar in me either. So what's interesting is what I found out. It's actually true. It's not aliens, but here's what's actually supposedly going on. It's like, how do I say this in the nicest way so that we can keep existing? um, so what's going on is that according to the Galactic Federation of Light, okay, stay with me, and credible sources, um, okay, basically there's been a war that aliens, okay, one second,
Okay.
people that are in the know with the aliens and all that stuff, it's not a shock that they exist. It might be a shock to the newcomers, but basically, people that are in the know, Galactic Federation of Light and stuff like that, that there's no secret. There's been such an uprise in the reported UFO sightings over the past few years that there's almost no denying that they exist, to the point where people that would normally never believe are now jumping on board. So here's what's supposedly going on. Aliens are like, hey, government, we want to just expose ourselves in a very friendly light. And the government, supposedly the shadow government, okay, is like, not at all. They don't want the truth out, and they want to control the agenda. They want to control how this is being shown, right? There's many reasons for this, okay? And maybe not pure on the surface, okay? So people that know what I'm talking about, this would make complete sense to you. So basically, this is considered soft disclosure, okay? Where basically the government, this is government vehicles, supposedly, okay? That it's almost like they're like, hey, look, it could be. We're not telling you it is, because that they don't want people to panic. But they're like, look, they're trying to be like, hey, if this is, start to open the door in your mind. And supposedly that's another reason they did it around Super Bowl, because they're like, and distraction. So it's like, oh, look, this might be happening, but look, you're still watching your favorite show. Oh, look, this might be happening, but did you get through your favorite show? Oh, look, this might be happening. If you enjoyed your favorite show, how bad is it? It's called soft disclosure, where they're trying to control how disclosure is happening. This is the current information out in the UFO field. For those that have been in the know for a very long time, it's called soft disclosure. And yeah, I mean, it's really, and also, apparently people are awakening on an individual level. They're having dreams about quote unquote aliens or galactic beings, or awakening in some way where, whether they remember them in the morning or not, they will feel more drawn to look this kind of stuff up, or more familiar towards the topic, okay, or have an experience that they report which awakens others, you know. So on an individual level, people are waking up more and more and more anyway. So pretty much as the government's trying to control how the disclosure happens, it's like they can only control so much, but they're very much wanting to be in control of this. But yeah, so that's the current, the current trend.
So yeah, that makes sense. I always wonder, like, why don't the aliens just be like, you know what? We're just gonna do our thing and show ourselves when we want to show ourselves. The dreams and stuff, yeah, I've heard a lot of people going through getting a lot of dreams. Um, but I always feel that, like, just go straight forward. Why go around? You know that they have to know by now that the government's gonna be like, oh no, we'll do it on our own pace. Hey, could you show us that technology again? It's like, just do it on your own, do your own thing. Pop up in the middle of the city and be like, yo, aliens, what's up, everybody? Your iPhone, guess what? That was our child's toy.
Yeah.
That dropped out of the elevator, out of our ship, and now you people have it attached to your ears. It's like, um, as for the balloons, here's the thing. I heard one, yeah, the one balloon got shot down, but then they're like unidentified objects, not balloons. Like the whole time, the first balloon, they're like, "This is a balloon.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's a balloon right there."
yeah. It's definitely a balloon. Yeah,
Yeah, but not
but
every single one after that. It's like a object in the sky. It's like,
right. And that's exactly it. Soft disclosure. So I hate to call them aliens. It sounds so like, you know, putting someone in a box, but they care about us just as much. So I know it sounds crazy, guys, but they don't want to shock us either. So they're awakening us on a more it's an individual soul level that our souls have agreed to as well. And I'm really sorry if this disagrees with anyone religion. Okay, honestly, to me, separate categories and yet the same. Okay, I don't believe there's any right or wrong in anything. If you believe in God, great, and that's great, and that's okay with this. I don't see a problem. Whatever religion, you know. So anyway, I think these could be angels. Okay, I don't want to disagree with anybody, but you know what I mean. They just might look different. They might be like fifth dimensional being, and angels might be eighth dimensional beings. But yeah, to what you said, it's soft disclosure. That's their way of saying UFO without saying UFO. You know what I mean? It's look, balloon, and then it's like, okay, we can look at the balloon, and then it's like unidentified object, Super Bowl. You know, um, and then they're like, did they just say unidentified object? And everyone's like, yeah, aliens, yeah. You know, and it's like, no, I didn't say aliens. Super Bowl, UFO, Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And even like the Super Bowl people didn't really fall for it, because I kind of knew intuitively that was gonna be a little bit of a lackluster game, and I think everyone agreed.
but no, the game was amazing. What are you talking about? It's because you don't watch football.
Oh, no, I feel like even they were like, what's going on? Like,
It was
why are
a huge scoring game.
that were being distracted. So anyway, depends on who you ask. But basically, yeah, I feel like even they were like, are we really not going to look at the objects in the freaking sky? You know? So the supposed plan is to always distract, you know, and now more and more is coming out. You know, that's why they're trying to control things on the internet, because it's coming out through the internet, you know, things like that. So yeah, you know, so yeah, why do they not just show themselves in Times Square? Because they're trying to not be assholes about it. You know, they're trying to not cause mass hysteria. Awakening is an individual level, which gets helped more collectively as more and more awaken, which is why people 5 years ago that thought we were crazy for covering such a topic is now ready to jump on board. That didn't happen overnight. It took, you know, people like you and me and many others putting themselves out there and being like, yeah, maybe we're smart enough to be open-minded, you know, and then being like, you know, making fun of it for 5 years. But on some level, they're awakening too. Maybe reading all the, you know, the uprise in the articles of UFO reportings, maybe in dreams, maybe in subconscious dreams. Everything's individual, but as the collective becomes more and more ready to know, then they will, you know.
Yeah, but if they didn't want to be asses about it, it's like, what's with all the years of, you know, butt probing everybody?
So
Like,
there's different types, just like there's different types of animals,
I
you know.
wish we knew which ones are those so that we could avoid them.
So if you get into the UFO community, you will know.
Oh, the grays, they're the ones.
Yes.
Okay, so they're the ones we gotta avoid because they're like, "What's up, everybody? Bad stuff."
They're just more like surgeons. You know, if you ever meet a doctor, right? If you ever meet a doctor here, they're less likely to have a soul conversation with you. Although nowadays they're more and more awakened. You know, so you know, to me, it's like we can't block one group out.
Apparently, we have to.
No, no.
I don't want to be like hanging out with all the aliens, and all of a sudden you just see a gray come in. It's like, "Hey guys, who wants to go hang out in the bathroom?" It's like, all right, enough of this alien.
And I gotta be like, Tommy, we gotta be open minded to all types of aliens. Yes, we will hang out in the bathroom with you, little gray alien.
No, I don't want to be sitting at a urinal, and all of a sudden this gigantic head pops up behind me. What what you doing? I don't have genitals. It's like, okay, all right, Gray, get the heck out of here.
Um, okay, so so supposedly they might be us from the future. So supposedly we're at a pivotal point right now where if we continue down technology's road, and you know, lack the intuition and growing the heart and intuition, intuitive ability, that's how we'll end up with big heads and very mechanical. And that's why they supposedly time travel to the past to like study us, because we haven't yet been that way yet. And I guess we could also go a different way. But speaking of aliens news, let's deal with the headlines right now, real quick. So Tommy, you and I both discovered, let's see here, crazy news. Let's talk about it. Uh, Retired CIA pilot John Lear says there are millions of aliens living on the moon. Okay. Other headline, huh?
It's a gigantic planet next to our planet, and it's really easy to freaking like just be like, oh man, we're gonna just pop on down there anytime we want. So that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Buzz Aldrin on the moon. We were ordered by aliens to move away. So I'm going to quote this article. Great hunting, Tommy. Um, Buzz Aldrin said, you know, the professor said, what really happened out of Apollo 11? Buzz Aldrin said, an amazing thing. Even though we have always known of this possibility, the fact is that they, aliens, have ordered us to turn away. Professor, says, "What do you mean, warned to move away?" Buzz Aldrin says, "I cannot go into details. They are structures on the moon and not ours. I can only say that their ships were far superior to ours, both in size and technology. Wow, if you were big and menacing." Okay, two more things. The professor said, but NASA also sent to the moon missions after Apollo 11. Buzz Aldrin said, naturally, NASA had already announced at that time and could not risk the panic on Earth.
That's nice. So they're just chilling up there watching us. I mean, I've always heard that people say that like, there's on the dark side of the moon, there's like huge bases and stuff. But I was always like, man. But then, common sense kicked in. I was like, yeah, if they wanted a place where they can watch us, that would be perfect. Like
Yeah,
they could come and go as they please.
that dark side of the moon. Do we ever see one side of the moon? Is it always, well, that's interesting.
We
And so,
don't see the dark side of the moon. Yeah.
yeah, okay. And they live in the moon, I heard too. I don't know if that's a thing.
Oh,
Um,
probably.
yes. Now, retired CIA pilot John Lear says there are millions of aliens living on the moon. Former CIA pilot shocked the public with his statement that moon is actually a livable place with over 250 million citizens.
I mean, I remember back when I was in like middle school or something like that, and a NASA lady came to our school she was an astronaut to be like, oh, a scientist, and she's like telling us how they have rocks. They found that there's like water on the moon, and they can break it down and remove like oxygen from it so that we can breathe on the moon or whatever. They can replenish their breathing apparatuses, and nothing after. Nothing. There's a reason we haven't been back to the moon for a long time. It's like, or if we have, it's like, oh, we're just gonna go grab a rock and then we're out of here. Just grabbing this rock. Nothing more. And no bases, no nothing. We're gonna go straight to Mars. We're gonna completely avoid the moon. Just go straight to Mars. It's like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah, let's pass by that moon, right? So, yeah, Mr. Lear apparently he said he has discovered secret structures on the moon and furthermore showed some images that allegedly showed proof of these artificial formations. That's
I mean,
crazy.
that makes sense. That makes lots of sense.
And that is exactly what Buzz Aldrin just said.
And the sad thing is, right now they're just gonna be like, oh, he's just an old man. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's dementia.
And then it's like Buzz Aldrin, 1901 to 2023.
Yeah. Oh, he was really not having a good time of it and decided to end it.
He wasn't having a good Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the danger, guys. Um, and that's why many whistleblowers will say, hey, just so you know, I'm feeling fine. Everything's fine, you know? And then no matter how much they say that, the government's like, so and so here
Well,
until
mental health is a thing. It's like
yes.
it's like, oh, they had real mental health issues. That's why Buzz Aldrin shot himself in the back of the head 3 times and then carved traitor on himself.
Or they were stealing kittens.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They were really into. Yeah. We found some stuff.
We found some stuff with
Yeah.
kittens. And then Peter's going to be like, what a monster. Oh.
So everybody, yeah, that's exactly right. They're like, oh my God, Buzz, all right, we're not going to look into this at all.
And hey, guys, we're not claiming this is the truth or that's the truth. I'm just here to report what I found out so that you have an option. That is
Yeah,
not
really.
just what is out there.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I don't want like, oh yeah, so Tom really he was down in the dumps, and so he decided to go ahead and burn himself alive.
This is really interesting because all of a sudden this stuff came out with the stuff in the sky, and now all of a sudden everyone's whistleblowing.
Yep.
Um, I think on a collective intuitive level, it's like, when is consciousness ready? And I know that I recorded an interview with Cynthia Sue Larson regarding galactic family, etc., that I intuitively waited to post, that I will now post after this video, because I had to wait. When is it ready? There's communities out there way far beyond what I'm about to talk about in the next video, and way far beyond this video, that obviously we're ready. But I intuitively, I guess, tune into whoever's going to watch my videos. And maybe some were ready 9 months ago or more, but for some reason i i just I just felt like waiting. And for some reason, starting a few days ago, I just knew, now. It's now. I know that it's now. And now I'm going to put the galactic info out there. So I don't know if they're all these whistleblowers. I don't know if they're, the ones that were also holding out until these souls read about this, also got the same urge. Like, we're like this one wave that it's like, all right, now you put out the information. Because I do feel that awakening is happening in waves and on an individual, very unique, synchronistic level. So, like I said, you witnessed it. Um, People that 5 years ago would have thought aliens are crazy. Why ever talk about it? It's now the cool thing to talk about. Okay, whatever. I don't go with what's cool. I go with what is true to me. And I always want to give people another option of what to tune into in this world aside from American Idol. So, yeah, I'm in the mind expansive business and soul expansive business. And anyone that is currently awakening, uh, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. This is the channel for you. And we're here to help and awaken with you, because we're all in this together, really.
I like the way how little you know about pop culture that you referenced American Idol as being the thing to watch.
Yeah, that's how little I know, really. I haven't even had TV until I recently had to move in with a coworker who had a TV, and
Yes.
I only watched
Uh,
for a second.
yeah, no, I'm telling you, like, I feel personally, but like that the aliens should just discard the government and just do what they want to do. Because the government's like, let's face it, they have their own agenda, and there's got to be a reason we jumped from, hey, steam engines to look at this gigantic like this computer that can do anything you want, or this robot that thinks for itself in like, oh, not even 100 years. So uh, I think that they have their agenda of like collecting as much as they can from these aliens. Because let's face it, once the aliens pop up, they don't really have any obligation to be like, we'll share intel with each other. We'll share intel. So they could just be like, because there's going to be people that are like, oh my God, you're so smart. Oh my God, you're so like majestic. Why don't you take over our civilization? Why don't you be our government? Why don't you this and that? So there's got to be the fear
No,
that
so what
they
it
would.
is that the aliens supposedly know what's really going on. Do you see what I'm saying? And there's a lot that is being hidden right now, from us for various reasons. Various agendas have been in place that, whatever you think could make a population a little more powerless, and they could disguise it under, we're protecting you, we're giving you safety, look, we're helping, right? Hey, I don't want to make an enemy out of anyone. I want to spread light and unity and divinity. So you don't have to even resonate with that story, and if you don't, that's totally fine. But supposedly that's what's going on, that they don't want, so the aliens are supposedly the truth, and like kind of made a divinity, and they would sort of awaken us in a way, like just
Mhm.
naturally from us seeing them, it would like unlock memories and powers and abilities that we truly are, right? And that would be the opposite. And then we would know things that we didn't know before and see the truth, you see, almost like through the matrix. And that would be the opposite of what the current or former agenda wanted. So that's supposedly the theory there. If you think about it, you know, we are so much more than this 1 second on Earth. This Earth's been through many, many things. There's theories about Atlantis prior. There's theories about other planets, other dimensions, all these things. So yeah, of course, we're so much more than what we think we are. And it's up, I feel right now, until whatever happens, it's up to us to realize that and to always connect in with what is truly true for you, and to go as far as you feel comfortable each time. And if you want to stay there, that's fine. But I do think we're awakening on an individual level. And what else was I going to mention about this? Oh, regarding everything you're saying, the Galactic Federation of Light actually did say that it's going to be a very interesting year with regards to this supposed war going on between powers that be and the aliens that are like, enough is enough. We've been trying to disclose this for a while. We're just going to do it. And, you know, the powers that be is like, no way. Right. So now the powers that be is sort of like, I hate to use the analogy, like if you're dragging something, you know, so it's not like they're like standing there like, no, they're standing there saying no, but they're also getting dragged because they're trying to do slow disclosure. I think what they're doing is trying to control. They still want to be in control of the information we receive. That's supposedly what's going on. So due to that, if that's the truth, supposedly it's going to be a very interesting year this year in 2023 with major, major mishaps where the powers that be are constantly like, oh, look at this shiny toy. Oh, look at this distraction. Oh, be scared of this. It's for your safety. Does that sound familiar? Blah, 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 blah. And we all, out of fear, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then what do? Okay, in times of crisis, you could unite, which I've seen beautiful things happen after 9/11 with that, and beautiful in times of crisis. If you really see the beauty, it's there. Or unfortunately, in some circumstances, people turn against each other because they think due to some lie or agenda out there that all of a sudden half the population that doesn't feel like whatever because they know the truth is bad, you know. So just watch out for that, guys. It's just about awareness. It's just about respect people's choices. Whatever they believe is whatever they believe. Check in with yourself, what's true. And if you disagree with somebody, that's okay. We're all in this together, awakening together.
I really hope that it is what you say and like what they say. They theorize that's like when they come, it's like we're gonna have all these powers and everything, and not something like, oh yeah, no, we needed your bodies for fuel, so basically that's why we're here. We could not care less about anything else. So hop on in the tank.
All right. Well, I hope all y'all, checked in with your hearts prior to Tommy's little scenario, because I don't see that happening. Um, you know, but also it's not like they're just going to show up and we have powers, maybe, but it's more like I feel things are going to be unlocked in us that it's not like, oh, look, we have powers. It's going to be like, I've always had this, right? Like it's like you're gonna realize who you were before this life. It's way beyond our identity now. It's just more of an innate like, oh, and not an ego thing, more of a soul evolving into what you truly are, awakening, expansive thing.
I'd be like, wow, I have always had this. And they're like, shut up and get in the tank, Diesel. And I'm like, what?
And I'll be like in the next truck over, like, keep an open mind, Tommy. I'm getting put as well. Keep an open mind. And they're like, get in the front of our spaceship, duck bobblehead. And they use me as like the little duckling bobblehead. Like, oh, we're friends, right? Friends.
As you hear me screaming to forget being like evaporated, it's a fuel.
Oh my God, stop it. This is why people, you are the reason that the powers that be win because of closed minds like you.
It's not being closed-minded, it's being safe. It's being
Safe.
not safe.
That's the irony. Okay, that's the plan of them saying that. Oh, we're doing this to keep you safe. And what are you? You're a drone. You're a drone.
I'm a drone. You're over here being like, they're gonna be our friend. They're gonna take care of us. These
I
intergalactic
think you're gonna take
beings
care of it.
that are so beyond smart are gonna come
I,
to us little stupid humans and be like, oh, we're your buddies. We're gonna be a friend.
okay, I am smart enough to realize that I don't know everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm smart enough to know that I'm not a genius. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm smart enough to be open-minded. Closed-minded people that think they're a genius, they are at like level one of like.
Well, I'm just gonna be wary. I'm not closed-minded. I'm very open-minded. You noticed, but I'm wary. That's all. I'm not gonna be like just openly be like, okay, everything's gonna be okay. There's always that little hint of, hey,
Well, that's why it's people like you. That's why they can't just show up because you'll freaking shoot
oh,
them.
that's why.
Okay, because
Yeah,
they're
but it doesn't mean anything to them. They're like,
okay, but
we're
they
aliens, bro.
show up like miraculous angel sparkly beings and they're like oh, right, and then like everyone's like wow, and they're in this amazing like this scene, and then all of a sudden it's like shot because Tommy's like I don't know you.
Yeah, I'm like, America.
And then I'm gonna be so annoyed, and I'll be like, Tommy, this is why they didn't come sooner. As I'm venting, you have that face on. Do the face. Do the face. And I'd be like,
Oh, yeah.
Tommy, this is why. This is what I'm always venting to him and pissing off. And then as I'm doing it and I look over, this is the face I see. Tommy, this is why they didn't come sooner. Oh my God, Tommy. Oh my God. Okay. This is why they didn't come sooner.
Yeah, but then like you're saying that over the dead body, and I'm like, look closely, and he has like a gold chain with a little sign that says "I heart butt stuff." It's like,
I'd be like, okay, we have to embrace other people's interests. That's what he hearts. What do you heart? Obviously, not this poor dead alien.
no. But yes, I do agree that like uh the government is slow rolling this, and I don't understand why they're doing the whole. I mean, maybe they're drones and they're like, but they could just say these things. Like they shot down the first balloon and they're like, balloon. Here's the balloon. After that, they're like, there's like five other things, and they're unidentified flying objects. We're not saying what they are. Maybe you're right in the thing and saying what you're saying, but it's like I feel like they should go another way with this. It's like an easier way.
Uh,
Just be like, hey, everybody, this is Floopy Flap, and Floopy Flap is from the Galactic Nebula, and Floopy Flap is here to be our friend. Like, just do it. Just do it. I'm so sick of this slow rolling stuff. You know?
yeah. Well, I told you why they aren't, and I get it. I mean, first of all, I forgot to respond, be nice to the aliens, be nice to the aliens. But also like, no, like I get it. Like you just want it to be clear cut. So yeah, just to clarify, guys, supposedly the things that are being shot down are not alien. They are not UFOs. They are just labeled technically as a category of UFOs in attempts to control the soft disclosure so that they're in control of it and not the aliens. And basically, you know, so basically they're like, we're not gonna agree to you, and yet they're like slowly disclosing it. So I don't know if it's like a compromise. I don't know if they're like, well, we don't want to get shot. I don't know if they're gonna, you know, relay the right information. Supposedly disclosure's been happening on a soft way via movies for a while, which is so weird that a thought did come to me before I even got into aliens, like a long time ago. So I don't know. You know, guys, it's a divine individual awakening. Supposedly it's going to be a very interesting year, so buckle your seatbelts. Interesting. And just, you know, check in with your own mind, your own heart. Um, you know, pay attention to what's going on out there. Don't believe everything you read. Don't believe everything you see. Just check in with yourself and think, is this true? What do you really think is going on? And you know what? We're all in this together. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Do you have anything else to add, Tommy?
No, just enough of these damn it balloons. Just tell us. Tell us.
Okay,
Ah!
in less than a minute, we're getting kicked off. Guys,
Oh,
be sure to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep putting out this content for you, especially because we're risking our channel right now. And also donation link in the description box for anybody that got anything out of this or any one of our other videos. Please check out our other playlists. There's no little that's too little. It truly illuminates me from the inside out to put out more and more content for you guys. I love you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Tommy, thank you for coming. And yeah, anything, Tommy? Gotta go.
bye, guys.
Yeah, we're getting kicked off. So love you all and namaste.